Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Jinx World Show. Just kidding, but welcome back. We are now on episode 4. I hope you guys have been enjoying the episodes thus far. Today's going to be a little bit different. We're not going to be talking about the basic stuff that I usually talk about. On yesterday, there were some things going on that came to my attention that's like, all right, I definitely got to speak on this. So, yesterday on The Breakfast Club, Chris Brown was supposed to be there, and he canceled last minute because of a hoarse throat, and also because he was getting ready to prep for a pop-up show later on that evening. Charlemagne the God took it upon himself to call out Chris Brown and saying that he needs help, saying that he's on drugs and that he doesn't have any positive people around him. Me addressing this situation, for one, I don't fucks with Charlemagne because of the simple fact we both came from South Carolina, both came from small towns, and majority white. We both left South Carolina, obviously, to pursue better things in life because South Carolina doesn't have much to offer to African Americans, period. So for me, it's like you coming at your own people sideways, and the fact that you're bleaching your skin lets me know that you just want to be back in South Carolina. You want to be around that negative energy that puts down black people all the time. I, of course, said my little comments about him doing drugs as well on yesterday on my Insta Snap, and a couple people, felt some type of way. Oh, you're just assuming, you're just talking shit. You don't really know Chris Brown like that. This man has, crackhead tendencies, and I'm saying, well, if you're a real Chris Brown fan, you would know that, one, he's diagnosed with ADHD. Anybody with ADHD is going to be jittery all the time. They're going to want to move all the time and constantly look like, they're on some type of drug, but they're not. That's called hyperactive. You feel me? And people want to use that against him as, oh, he's on coke. Yes, this, that, and the third. It's obvious. Celebrities have access to whatever drug that they are able to get their hands on. Some stronger than the ones that is available to, normal people every day like me and you. So for people to sit there and say, that man's on crack, my thing is, I know what crackheads look like. I've been around them, seen them. Moving to Georgia, you see a lot of that, happening on Edgewood. You go to Edgewood, you see a whole line of them sleeping up on the side of the curb. And when you look at someone that's on heavy drug use, and I constantly use this example yesterday in a lot of the comments that I posted, look at Courtney Love. That was a heavy drug head herself, and she had no weight on her. Chris, for his age, he has the right weight. He's the right size that he's supposed to be. And if he does any drug, it's probably marijuana. For Charlemagne the God to go as far as to saying all this stuff about this young man is insane to me, because it's like you sitting here and you putting down this man saying that he needs help, this, that, and the third. As a broadcaster, as somebody who is on a platform such as the radio, and you broadcast nationally, internationally, whatever, I don't really know, because supposedly Breakfast Club is in talks of being shut down anyway. You take your platform and you seriously every day put people down. You don't talk about music. You don't talk about if the music is influential. You don't talk about if the music is helping other people get through their struggles. That's what the radio was originally for, especially for us African Americans. It was to uplift us. It was to help us in our time of desperation and need, when we was going through all the, the segregation and dealing with, police brutality back in the 80s and the 90s. And we're still dealing with this stuff today. So for you to sit there at Charlemagne the God, taking your platform and using it for a negative reason, I feel like you shouldn't have your job. I feel like you don't deserve your job. And then the fact that you show who you really are every single day makes you look like a donkey of every day, my nigga. Like, you're so disrespectful. And the simple fact that your coworkers are sitting there letting the shit be egged on, and they're sitting there hee hee ha ha and with you, Angela Yee and DJ Envy, you're both dead ass wrong, and you both need to be terminated from your job as well. I don't appreciate, people who have these high platforms sit here and down people. We all know Chris Brown has been through things. We all know that, he hasn't been of a stable mind. We get that. But it's us as, being a fan of his since he came out. I'm going to support the man no matter what, ups or downs. That's what a real fan does. A real fan is going to tell that man, listen, I understand you're going through something, but at the end of the day, fuck what all these naysayers are saying, like Charlemagne the God. You do you worry about you, and you get you together. Like, Chris ain't worried about, first of all, why would Chris go and jeopardize losing his daughter over doing coke? Why? Now, for me, honestly, I feel like, and the reason why I said Charlemagne wants to be back in South Carolina so he can be around that energy is because look at him. From when he first came out, he was dark skinned. Now he's about damn near my complexion. You want to sit here and down somebody for being themselves when you can't even be true to yourself. You don't even like who you are when you look in the mirror. That's why you keep bleaching your skin. And, that just goes to show how insecure people are. You're quick to judge people. But you weren't saying that he was a drug head before he canceled on you guys. You guys were all hyped and excited. And, of course, there was other people saying that another reason why Chris called out because of the questions that Charlemagne was going to ask him. Well, really, if they know that there's certain questions that they're not supposed to ask about, and they still go and do the show, and these niggas still ask the questions that they are not supposed to ask. For example, when Roxy asked, or was it Roxy? It was somebody, I think it was Keisha Shante, asked somebody something, August Alsina, that's who it was, on 106 Apart. And he was like, you just gonna go against the grain? Like, you still gonna ask the damn question even though I told y'all in the back not to ask me that fucking question? Like, that's out of respect for the artist. If they don't want to talk about something, don't bring it up. Point blank, period. Like, we're past that. That was years ago. Let it the fuck go. And of course, people want to bring up the whole doc series on Chris Brown and the whole Rihanna situation. And my thing is that people are still so focused on that from Chris, that angry person, that they don't realize that people get angry because shit keeps happening and stuff that they're trying to avoid keeps coming to them. So it's people like Charlemagne that enable the negative stuff for people to keep dealing with all day, every day. Like, nobody wants to deal with that. Nobody wants to be involved with that. Nobody wants to include themselves with that. They're trying to grow. They're trying to mature. They're trying to get away from that whole situation, that whole thought process. And my thing is, if you're going to help somebody that's in need, help them. But for you to go on national radio and sit there and bash somebody saying that, oh, I just called him out because he needs help, that's not helping nobody, sweetheart. That's not helping nobody at all. If you want to help somebody, you call them up personally, like, hey, is there anything that I can do? Is there anything that I can, help out with? Is there anybody that I can direct you to help you? It's plenty of other ways to help somebody out besides calling them out on the radio. And I just find it disgusting, downright disgusting, for these celebrities to use their platforms in that manner, all because somebody said they weren't going to be able to make it to your show because they said they have horse. And then the thing about it is, he apologized and everything, and then still told them he would call in to the show and, tell them what was going on, like, for them to hear his voice. And I respect Chris for handling the situation the way he did yesterday. So big props up to you, Chris. I'm so proud of you. Don't feed into that negative bullshit, because obviously people are still stuck on the past and they're insecure with their own issues and everything. So don't worry about bleached face donkey ass boy, Charlemagne. He is where he's from, and that's very sad. Also, I wanted to talk to you guys about, as well, is doing cancer awareness. So I'm gonna get a little personal on this, so if I start choking up, don't mind me. Dealing with cancer is a very sticky situation for me, because of the simple fact that all my aunts on my dad's side have dealt with cancer. All survivors except for one, my aunt Tony, who passed away 5 years ago. She was like a mother to me. And I go to say this because, you know, I want to talk about this because of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and because it's something I hold near and dear to my heart. I don't really discuss, you know, people who I'm close to, but, you know, I'm close to those people. Right now I'm currently dealing with one of my other aunts who has breast cancer, and she's in stage 4, and it upsetted me how she found out, because she has been going to the doctors consistently about other problems. And my thing is, they knew she was a cancer survivor. They knew that she dealt with breast cancer before, so why not check for cancer in all places? So she ended up diagnosed with lung cancer, stage 4. I'm already starting to get choked up. And I tried to, you know, people's like, you need to go see your aunt, you need to go see your aunt. And after I saw how my aunt passed the last time, my Aunt Tony, it's been kind of hard for me to, you know, deal with that again, because I seen to the point where she was towards her end, and she literally had no skin on her breast at all. And me and my cousin would have to put ointment on it so it wouldn't irritate her, and she wouldn't be willing to scratch, and then of course bandage both the breasts up. But it bothers me, because it's like, you have people out here, because they have money, because they have a higher clout, that they get all of the medical treatment that they need. But then it's people like my aunt, and, you know, people like your cousins and your nephews and your nieces and your daughters and your mothers and your fathers, who can't afford the treatments because they don't have the clout, they don't have the money behind them. And it makes me sick to my stomach, because I feel like, if you're going to put anybody first, put the people that actually need the help in first. People who can afford it should be the ones paying for the ones that can't afford it. And that's just my honest opinion when it comes to that. And it's just crazy to me how they waited so late to find the cancer in my aunt. And I'm still kind of shook up about it. I really still ain't over my last aunt's death. Because it was just like, it just happened, you know. And it was even more crazy because nobody knew about it. So I just take my time, you know, deal with it. But, you know, I really send all my blessings and my prayers out to any and everyone who's dealing with cancer right now. I know it's a shitty ass feeling to go through. I know it's a shitty ass thing to go through, period. So I hope you guys can remain strong in your time of need. And always remember to give it to God, because at the end of the day, He's going to be the one to make the decision at the end of the day, whether you stay or not. It's not about those doctors. It's not about those medicines. It's not about none of that. As long as you have a relationship with the man above, you'll be okay, and everything else, I promise for a fact. I'm really a testimony to that, especially dealing with the whole car accidents and everything. Like, a lot of stuff was fucked up for me. And then the next thing I know, good things start happening back to back to back to back. So it's only up from here. But I just wanted to touch bases with you guys about that stuff. I definitely hope you have a blessed and wonderful week and weekend. And enjoy this lovely fall bipolar weather here in Georgia or wherever you may be. And I hope you guys enjoy more of my episodes coming soon. And of course, shout out the Philadelphia Eagles, are 6-1, number 1 in the power rankings. So you guys check us out NFL Sunday. But anywho, hope you guys have a great one. Make sure that you click on the button below, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. And peace and blessings to all of you. Bye.